What up? What up? I'm just preparing to tie some flies here. Just chilling at the house. Trying not to spill all my materials here. Well, I'll say tying flies. This is what you more or less call building flies. The fly tying community would say this isn't actually fly tying. But I'm just getting all my stuff sorted out here. Getting some materials ready to tie some flies while I'm just chilling here at the house, trying to get over a little cold or something. I got a sore throat. I'm not feeling good. Thinking about making some gummy flies out of the last little bit of material that I got, or I have to order some more. What's up, Mama? I see you on there. About to tie some flies here. If I can get my stuff out of the bag, there we go. About to tie some flies. Got my little buddy sitting right here next to me. Hello, everyone. Hello. Yes, my name's Tinky. I'm the co-pilot tonight. Oh, sweet girl. All right, let's get some materials ready. What up, what up, what up? What up, Syed? Hello, how are you? What part of the world are you from? If I butcher anybody's name, I apologize. Just trying to get all my little pieces lined out here. I'm going to put on this hook. It's basically going to be a minnow pattern. It's going to look like a little bait fish, and I'm going to fold it over like a little taco like that and leave as much hook exposed as possible. I'm just trying to decide a base color to start with. I think I'm going to go with blue. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Actually, first, let me lay down some string. Throw down some chartreuse string. Lay down a little base coat. Always got to lay down a base coat when you start a fly. I don't care what you're making. Little base coat there. Fall is coming up and fall fishing is going to kick off. And one of my favorite things to do in the fall is go night fishing under the dock lights. And under the dock lights, there's a bunch of speckled trout and red drum, and they love these little gummy fly patterns that look just like glass minnows. So I'm going to make some out of this gummy material. If I can get it together here. Little whip finish tool. Okay. Get my giant oversized scissors. And I think I'm going to start out with this blue color. Take my little bodkin tool here. What up, what up, what up? If I miss saying hello right off the gate, I apologize. It's because I'm going to have extreme concentration trying to get this out. This is a sticky material. Some might not call this fly tying. It's more or less fly building. And I apologize if I sound hoarse or if I sound like crap. I am getting through some type of sickness. And I am sick of it. Tired of my throat hurting, tired of my sinuses being clogged up. I've been sick for about a week, and I'm hoping this week I'll get over it. I'm so sick of feeling like this. Oh, my throat is so sore. So if I stop and eat a popsicle mid fly tie, I might need to get some relief. All right, just slowly working this material off here. Come on. Boom. I used to buy these flies all the time, and I'm like, hey, I already make every other fly I use. Why ain't I making this gummy pattern? All right. The most important part about starting this fly is that I get it centered. And we're going to trim it to shape. So that looks about right. And also, you do not want to get any air bubbles in this at all. So I'm going to pinch along the back. try to keep it from sticking to my finger and my fly vise. I'm just pinching the back to get it started. And then basically just folding it down from top to bottom, pushing out all the air. If you do get a bubble, it's okay. I can poke it with my bodkin tool. And that's the start. It's so simple. I'm going to unclip this vise. I really need this thing to lock down. There we go. All right, so that's the first layer. I'm gonna go ahead and trim this to size, cut that tail off. Oh, I didn't get me a little trash bag. Oh well, I'll just set it right there for now. And I'm gonna start trimming this up. Take that off. This is just like a blue color, and you can take it out of the vise to work it as well. Trim that tail down. This first layer I'm going to start pretty small, and because I got to put another layer over it. Got that. Okay. This stuff is so sticky, and it's really, it can be a pain to work with, honestly. Trim that. Don't drop it. So basically, this is my base layer right here, and I'm going to trim up under that hook a little more too to expose that hook. Boom. By like that. Got it. Any fly fishermen out there? Do I support Palestine? I don't like to talk about anything political on my channel, so if you want to go talk politics, go find a political channel to talk about it on. I support America. How about that? I support America and American values. And that's all I'm going to say about that. All right, I got it trimmed down. And that's about the general shape I'm looking for. Got a cat fight going on over there. Y'all stop, please. It's not that serious. I basically want to balance my fly vise to where I have the most material sticking up and it's not trying to roll over on itself. So just like that. And then I think the next one I'm going to do is either clear or silver. I think I'm going to do clear. Yeah, that's going to be perfect. Okay. Do I have a better shaped one? Yes, I do. Let's use this one instead. Please keep politics out of the chat, guys. This is not a political channel. This is outdoors, hunting, and fishing. There are plenty of political channels where y'all can go debate back and forth with each other and compare notes. This is not the channel for that. I'm not going to entertain it. I'm just kicking back, relaxing, doing country boy stuff like tying flies, making lures, rigging fishing poles, getting ready for the next trip on a work night. And that's it. I got this one started. This stuff is so hard to work with, but I bought the thicker stuff this time. Okay, the first time I built these gummy patterns, I got the thinnest material you could get because I didn't know what I was doing. And oops, I might have just got myself in trouble there. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. This time I got a medium thickness and I love it. It's so much easier to work with. Still hard to work with, but it's a lot easier. All right, I got to get up on top of it now and center it up again to add this second layer, which may be the final layer. I don't know. We're going to see how it looks after this. This is a clear crystal flash color. And basically, I just stick the first layer to it. Make sure it's stuck all the way down the back, and then same thing, I'll start folding it down like a taco again over the first material. And if it's not perfect, it's okay because I'm going to trim it up. The main thing is trying to keep air out of it. There we go. Boom, shakalaka. Got it. Got it. And this is like a clear crystal flash coat that I just put over it. Once again, I'm going to probably take it out of the vise to trim it up a little bit. Okay, I didn't center it too bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. Cut it off just shy of the tail. Boom. And then basically this is going to be my rough start. And I'm just going to trim it to shape. Come on. I might even overlap this bottom piece to cover the belly of it. That way it won't be sticky. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Pinch that down. Got it. Now all I have to do is trim up the front. And basically I just trim it up in the shape of the fish's head. And I'm going to cut the front of it off anyways, so it doesn't matter right now the shape of the head because I got to cut it back all the way to the eye of the hook so I can tie to it. So basically the rest is just trimming the belly and just getting a good profile because that's all the fish sees anyways is the silhouette, the profile of it. And as long as it's in the shape of the bait and closely resembles what they're eating, you're on. It's good. It's game. All right, so I got that, and that's my profile. Looks just like a glass minnow. Might clean up the corner on that tail just a smidgen. There we go. Now it's a little straighter. This isn't your traditional fly tying style fly, and that's why there's so much controversy about it. That's why certain people will say, oh, that's not fly tying, that's just fly building. And I agree, it is fly building. It's not fly tying. What I'll do after this is fly tying. I'm going to tie some traditional flies as well. That would work for red drum, flounder, speckled trout, gray trout, false albacore, Atlantic bonito, Spanish mackerel, bluefish, ladyfish, all those types of fish. All right, I like that. So now the final step is to tie it off. And this is where the fly tying is going to come in. Right behind the eye of the hook, I'm going to make 2 wraps and I'm going to pull them tight. Basically using the string to cut this material off. Get a good firm hold on it. Squeeze that really tight. There it went. It just cut through. Oh, I pulled a little bit too hard, but that's okay because it did what I wanted it to do. It cut through that material. Might even have cut through almost too good. Let me go ahead and pull it off. Boom. And see, I pulled the head of it off. The hook eye is exposed where I'm going to tie my fly line to. Boy, that went in there really good. I'm just going to have to break that off. I can't believe how good that little bit of glue on that material is holding on to this string. Okay, cut it off. All right, now I'm going to come in here with some more string and I'm just going to tie off the front of this fly. Just a couple wraps. I pulled so hard I unviced it. There we go. Just a couple little wraps there. We'll cut this tag in. Boom. Bring my whip finish tool. And maybe 3 wraps. That's all it needs to hold. This stuff is mostly held with adhesive from this material. And that is it. A blue and clear crystal flash glass minnow. Now, one other thing you could do, you could take some little eyes like that and put on there. Personally, I don't think it's that serious. I don't think it needs eyes because when I use this, it's going to get destroyed by fish. And because it's stretchy and it's almost indestructible, you can catch hundreds of fish on this fly and it'll never wear out. All right, I'm going to set this to the side. Um, what to make next? I don't know if I'm going to make another gummy minnow or should I go traditional. Let's do a traditional fly just so I can, you know, get back to the basics. I'm really going to lock that down this time. I'm going to start with some gold thread. And I'm going to go like 3/4 of the way down the hook. Okay. And if y'all haven't seen any of my videos, go to my channel, check them out. I just posted a really cool video about some alligators that I seen while kayak fishing this weekend. That was pretty cool. Big alligators. One of them was like 14 foot. He was literally almost, I don't know if he was trying to eat the other little tiny gator that was in front of him or if he was just chasing him off or what. They are being very territorial this time of year as they are either breeding or laying eggs or they already have nests built. That's what makes me nervous is when I get up in there tight around these alligators and they have a nest. Just like anything else, you wouldn't want to mess with a mother bear with cubs. You wouldn't want to mess with anything, you know, for that matter, that has babies. It's just part of the code of the wild. Don't mess with the mother and her babies because they'll show you what time it is. Come on. All right, let me get some materials out. Let's see. I'll get some gold flash. That's always good. Let's see. You know what? I love some rabbit hair flies. They work really good. They're called zonkers. Always love a white fly. The white patterns work great. They're easy. They mimic a lot of baits. I'll just cut me off some rabbit strips here. Let's see about. That's all I need. Right there. Just a little strip like that. Maybe some chartreuse. Chartreuse. About can't talk. I might do one out of some pink. Pink's a good color. And then all the golds and the flashy, darker, natural colors are really good for time flies. Like take my little brush and comb it out first before I cut off a nice select piece. And I'll cut that off right there, right where I combed it out. Take a nice little piece of that fur, little chartreuse, and let's wrap this back down to about 3/4 the way down the hook, and just tie that right in with a few holding wraps, a couple loose wraps, pull it tight, and then I'll follow that out to the front of that material to hold that on. And then we'll come on back. So we've got a nice little chartreuse tail. I always love to throw a little flash in there. So this is just like a really flashy tassels. It can look like antennas from shrimp. It can look like anything really. Just a little bit of flash. And we'll just pull off a little piece of that. Doesn't matter how long it is because you can always trim it to length. Boom. Throw that on there. And if it's really long, you can double it in half and put it on each side. So there's a little flash on each side. I think I'm just going to add it as a middle section. About like that, right on top. About like that. And you can even wrap it around the hook a little bit. So there's a little material on both sides. A couple loose wraps, pull it tight. and cinch that in place. And now you can see there's two tones. You got chartreuse with some gold flash. I'll take that extra material and just pull it back. It'll give it a little body. Couple securing wraps right there. Boom. Noise gives it a little more body. And I always add a little weight to my flies because I fish saltwater with these. So I'm going to be fishing them near the bottom or the mid water column. So I'm going to just come right back up to the front right now and attach these dumbbell eyes. These dumbbell eyes, I can't remember what brand they are, but they're like 16th ounce weight and they got a holographic eye on each side. Looks really cool. Don't think the fish care, they can't see it. That type of stuff is just for our liking. And I'll put a few securing wraps on that. All right, they're solid. And then I'm going to come right back to where I left off with the material. And if you're going to use super glue, this is the time. Matter of fact, let me grab that real quick. Little Loctite, Zap-A-Gap, any of that, Gorilla Glue, super glue, that all works. Appreciate it, Everett. Appreciate it, man. I love tying flies, and even more so, I love using them to catch fish. Put a little drop of super glue on that head just to lock it in. That thread will soak that super glue right into it, and then that'll lock that thing. It won't never go anywhere. All right, now I'm going to add this rabbit fur. And I like to wrap it against itself going forward. Thank you, Mama. I see you watching. Making a nice little saltwater fly here for some trout, flounder, and drum. And I'm going to attach this rabbit fur right there. I got my mom watching from Oklahoma. And comment where everybody's from. Where are y'all from? Everett, where are you watching from, brother? I'm in North Carolina, eastern North Carolina, coastal North Carolina. I'm about 30 minutes from the beach here, maybe 40 with traffic. Come on. All right, I'm going to secure that rabbit fur and just move straight to the front to them dumbbell eyes. And I'm going to start wrapping. And what I'm going to do is just, if I have to, I'll pull this fur back as I wrap it to keep it from binding up on itself. At any point, you can stop and brush it too, but I just hold it back, do a wrap, hold that back. And what this does is it builds like a good body, some good mass to it. You can pull that string down out your way, pull that back, give it a wrap, pull that back. That super glue is still a touch wet, so you don't want it to touch that. And it's just going to give it some shape. Nice. Pull that back. And I'm about ready to tie it off right there. So I'm going to do one more wrap. And while holding this, I'm going to just flip my string over. Pull all that hair out of the way. Boom, I'm going to lay that over the head. Just do a few securing wraps. Boom. Now I can cut that away, the excess. Boom. Just like that. And then pull all those hairs back and a few more securing wraps right there at the front. You can build that up however much you want. Boom. And then I'm going to whip finish, and that's going to be it. 4, 5, that's plenty. Give it a nice firm pull. You can even break it off like that, but I like to cut it. Boom. And as far as I'm concerned, that is a finished fly. White and chartreuse with gold accent. Rabbit fur at the front. Once that rabbit fur gets wet, it'll move and it comes alive in the water. And there you have it. Nice little rabbit hair zonker minnow pattern. Beautiful little fly. That hair kind of hides that hook. This stuff gives you some good wavy action out the back, but when it's wet, it's going to look like a whitebait. Look like a little shad or a little menhaden, glass minnow, any of those small little baits, a shrimp, anything twitching along the bottom. Sometimes I'll wet them, show y'all how it looks wet. But basically, it's going to look like that wet, slick back, and then boom. And it's a great fly. Flounder, love these. I will say the flounder like the darker patterns. I don't know if it's because they can see them a little better or not. Um, I like dark purple, black, brown, natural colors, shrimp colored, any dark color. But the most luck I've had with flounder is dark. The darker, the better. Even if you just make an all black, big, meaty fly with heavy dumbbell eyes, even some maybe not quite, maybe not quite this big, but big enough that you are sure that your fly is staying on the bottom and just jumping up and laying back down, jumping up, laying back down. You want to be on or as close to the bottom as possible when fishing for flounder. All right, let's do another one. What the heck? I got a few more minutes before I need to call it a night. Let's do one more. Let's see. Take this gold. Looking at my thread here. Yeah, I'll go with gold. It don't make a lot of difference. I need to tighten that down. Things moving on me a lot. There we go. Now it's solid. Come on. Wrap that hook. I always only go about to the point of the hook. See where the line's hanging straight down? I don't like to go much past that. Some people will go all the way to the bend, and certain flies call for a different length of wraps, but I go about right there to the point, and then I come back. And I usually stop about halfway. Depending on what you're going to add first, that is what it matters. Let's do. I gotta look through my materials. I'm not really keeping them. I don't tie flies a lot, so I haven't really kept them organized. Oh yeah, there we go. See this color purple rabbit hair right here? This is perfect for a fly pattern for a flounder. So I think I'll do this one next. Let me cut off a nice little strip of that. And we'll do some dark colors on this one just because I do need a good flounder pattern because flounder season's coming up. Here in North Carolina, they only give us 2 weeks a year to keep flounder, and we can only keep one a day, so we got to make it count. Unless you're an outlaw like me, then may or may not keep a couple throughout the year. And I ain't afraid to say it. Come get me, game warden. Had to get me a sip of this cold Lipton green tea. By the way, Lipton, if you want to sponsor me, come on and get it. Let's see. Oh, I'm so ready to get over this cold. I'm so tired of feeling like crap. All right, what's a good base color for this? Got some shrimp eyes. Let's see. You know what? I might just go OG and make the whole thing out of the purple rabbit hair. Because you can use this to make the tail as well. Called a zonker. Might just do that. Let's do it. This is the last I got of it anyways. Might as well use it up. Alright. Let's attach the tail of the bait. Come back down a little bit here. Couple securing wraps. Might bring it back just behind the hook point, and then gonna come back and just get a few securing wraps. Nice little purple tail for some good fluttery action behind it. And on this one, I think I'm gonna throw in some of this chartreuse and gold flash. This stuff is really soft, like rabbit hair, so it will blend with the rabbit hair real good. If I can find a good piece of it, it's kind of twisted up. Break that apart a little bit. Find me a good strand. Ooh, this stuff is messy. Let's see. There's a good piece. Strip down all that excess, measure it out, cut it off. Boom, shakalaka. And then I'm going to lay this down right with, spread it out a little bit, right with the rabbit hairs. You know what? Actually, I'm going to do it on the sides, because what's going to happen is when this stuff gets wet, it's all going to blend together. So that's perfect. And I'll trim that to length. Boom. And then I'll trim off this excess. Boom. Then let me get another little piece of it for the other side. That's perfect. Perfect. And let's flip that fly around. And I'm going to secure this onto this side, just like I did the first one. A couple securing loose wraps, then tighten it down. Measure out that length, cut off the excess, and I'm going to cut off the excess off the front. Boom. And then add some securing wraps. Gotcha. And on this one as well, I'm going to do some dumbbell eyes. One thing I didn't mention earlier, I'm going to put chartreuse eyes on this one. I always put the eyes and the weight on the opposite side of the hook point. So that way, when it hits the water, it's going to roll over and the hook will always be facing up. Now, it won't prevent 100% of snags, but it will prevent a lot of them. Now, I'm not saying if that thing doesn't go between two oysters like that, it ain't going to get snagged. But if there's a bunch of green algae, seagrass, shell bed on the bottom, your hook is going to be working like this on the bottom because those eyes are under here. Now, if I put the eyes on this part of the hook on the top, it would want to tend to drag hook down, and we don't want that. So I always put the eyes under, you can't see it, under the hook like that. That way, hopefully, when it hits bottom, it lands like this. And that will prevent a lot of snagging as long as that hook ain't dragging bottom like that, because you're working these on the bottom. I mean, that's the whole name of the game. So I'm going to put some chartreuse eyes on it. Lock them in. Let's go ahead and lock them in at that interest rate. Lock those eyes on there like the jaws of life. Nice, nice, solid. And I'm going to put a little dab of super glue on it just to hold it. And while that super glue is still wet, this time I'm going to keep wrapping. And that way that thread will really lock down on there. Put some in front, some behind, crisscross, applesauce, over, under. Boom. Now we'll bring that back. Wow. I can't even budge them eyes now. They are on like Donkey Kong. Son, they ain't coming off. Beautiful. All right. Let's add some fur de la rabbit. Which end should I start with? Guess it don't matter. I'm going to reverse wrap this one. Start with the hair facing the opposite way. And I'm going to come right up tight here to where my other material ended. And I'm going to take a few loose wraps, pull them tight, and then lock that in. Bring my thread back up to the front. And I'm going to start wrapping. Pull that material back as I go, just so it doesn't get wrapped up in my previous material. And I keep a brush handy, and I have this little brush too to pull these hairs out if they get trapped. And that just keeps everything copacetic. All right, keep it going. Give it away now. Keep it rolling, 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 rolling. Keep rolling, rolling. All right, keep on rolling. Now I'm at the front, and you know what? It's looking like I'm almost going to have the perfect amount. So I'm just going to go ahead and split some hairs, no pun intended, right there. And I'm going to kill it right there. Pull that tight out the way. And I'm just going to get some good securing wraps right there. Cut my little bit of excess off. And just keep wrapping it up until that blends right in. Catch that little piece right there. And we're just going to wrap it all in. And it's okay if you build up a lot of thread right here. It ain't going to hurt nothing. These aren't going on the shelf. They ain't going to some fly tying tournament. These are going to be used in a real life situation. So the fish don't care if there's a little bit of thread built up at the front. I don't care. Perfect. Now all that material is really tightly wrapped on there. And the reason for that is extremely aggressive, strong animals are going to be biting it, and they have extremely sharp teeth. And the more thread, the better, because the more they start cutting that thread, the faster this fly is going to fall apart, the faster I'm going to have to throw it in the trash and rebuild a new one. So I'm going to take about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 good wraps with the whip finish tool. Pull that tight. I'm going to flip that upside down. I'm going to cut that. And I'm even going to put a dab of super glue on my threads right there where I cut it. And that's just going to make it super strong. Boom. That's going to solidify all that. Another thing you can use is epoxy resin. That's UV epoxy. And a little UV light. Take that UV light and some UV glue. Dab that on there. Boom. This instantly hardens it. But I think super glue is easy enough. It cures fast enough. I can blow on it a little. And that is that fly done and in the nutshell. The purple zonker. It looks amazing when it's wet. This fly will move and breathe and react to the water and the current just like a real bait fish would. This rabbit hair is very light and fluffy, and it gets down there and gets it done. And this is going to be a flounder killer. The flounder are going to kill this. Why? I know from experience, a fly identical to this was my best, most productive fly for flounder ever. So now I have another one. Another one. I'm getting stuck to the glue. Here, let me set it there to dry. All right. Oh, see what time it is. Oh my God, it's 11 o'clock. Okay, I'm going to do one more quick one, and then that's it. Cut me off. I'm done. One more quick, easy, simple little fly to put in the box for this fall, for fall fishing. This is going to be one that they'll all love. Let's see. What was that? Am I tripping? I think I'm tripping. All right. All right, let's see. Wrap that to the point of the hook. Bring it back up. All right. What colors should I do? Let's see. I think I'm going to do another white one with the white rabbit hair. And hey, buddy. My little cat's peering over the box of materials. He wants so bad to get in there. Hey, buddy. What is it? You want to see everybody? Come here. Come here. What? Yeah, come here. He wants to see. He said, ooh, this looks very exciting and interesting. Very interesting and exciting. He would love nothing more but to wee play and all that stuff. Love you, little buddy. All right, you gotta get down, okay? Yeah, you can't go that way. He said, I'm out of here, guys. Yeet. All right. You know what? I think I'm going to build something interesting for this last one. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and tie this off. Boom. All right, let's do something cool. In with a bang. Gotta think about this for a second. All right. Do I have another piece of clear? Yes, I do. And I got some silver. Let's do one more gummy fly. And let's incorporate some holographic chartreuse. Let me go ahead and cut the strips out, real thin strips here for a lateral line on the fly. Set that right there. This is just holographic sticker. All right, there's two holographic chartreuse lateral lines. And I got some gummy fly material. Come on, let me think about this. Let's take a little lead wire. Just for some weight. Let's wrap a little bit of lead wire around here. Not much. I don't want it super heavy, but just a little bit of weight. That's perfect. Wrap that lead wire. And we're going to squinch it together. That's on there pretty solid. Might wrap some thread around it just to hold it in place. There we go. Trim that tag in. Put a little super glue on it. Just a little. Just a dab will do. Do a dollop a daisy. And then I'm going to wrap this thread around that lead wire just to hold it in place. That glue will lock that thread in. Boom. Just do some cross wraps just to hold it. Then we'll bring that back to the front. Whip finish that off. Boom. Shakalaka. Got it. Boom shakalaka. Got it. Oh. Looks like I'm by myself here. That's cool. The show must go on. And I like to tip my hook up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Doesn't feel like I've been sitting here for 45 minutes, but I sure have. All right, let's go with a silver baseline. Where's my tool? What up, person who just joined? Not sure who you are, but hello, welcome to the live. Making a fly for some fall fly fishing under the lights. If anybody's interested in seeing this I'm making a gummy fly, but I'm going to incorporate some materials in it. The gummy fly pattern is second to none on the dock lights. Man, when you pull up to that dock light and there's 300 speckled trout and 50 red drum mixed in, that gummy minnow is poison on them. What I like about this silver color is it's slightly transparent. Slightly, not 100%, slightly. And same thing, I'm just going to fold it like a taco right over this hook. Center it up the best I can. Get this unstuck from my finger. And you don't want to pull on this stuff and you don't want to stretch it. You just want to fold it. Fold it as perfectly as you can right down the center. Trying not to trap any air in it whatsoever. I like to work my way from top to bottom. Push out all that air. There we go. That's perfect. Now I'm just going to trim it to shape. Might even take it out of the vise for this part. This is going to be an awesome fly. I'm going to trim that tail up a little bit here. Boom. This stuff is really frustrating to work with sometimes, but I'm getting a general shape there. This is going to be like a glass minnow pattern, but I'm going to add something extra to it, a little extra pizzazz. Spizzazz, baby. All right, I'm just going to draw a line straight through the hook. I'm going to cut right past it. Boom. Flip it over, do the same thing on this side. Boom. And then just pull that off, roll it up like a booger, and throw it to the side. And then this is the shape that I'm looking for. I'm going to clean that up just a little. Got it. It is paramount to have super sharp scissors when dealing with this, or it'll just roll over on you when you cut it. Got it. If your scissors aren't sharp enough, okay, no cat hair. That was stupid. I should have put it back in the vise. I suggest you getting one of these Smith's knife sharpeners, and they come with a little scissor sharpener on there, and they'll tell you what side, right-handed or left-handed, and you can take your scissors right through there and squeeze and pull. Squeeze and pull. I'm telling you right now, these scissors are so sharp. They will cut through anything. All right, now that I got this part done, might trim up that underside just a little bit there, right to the hook point. Now, here comes the secondary part. I'm going to put this fly back in the vise. Boom. About like that. All right. Now, I'm going to add the green or chartreuse holographic sticker to each side. And what this is going to do is it's going to give it some flash, and it's going to stiffen up this fly and make it a lot easier to work with. This guy is just all about being in the camera light tonight. Say hello, hello. I want to flop like a fish out of water. What is up, everyone? You a sweet boy. You can't be up here, buddy. This is dangerous for kitties. It's real dangerous. See, there's hooks and lots of fun things to get into, isn't there? He said, sir, would you please stop doing this and feed me? Jump. Eat. There you go. All right. Let's add some holographic flash to each side, if I can get it to come off the backing. I don't know how well it'll work out, but in the future, I'm thinking about taking and doing some lives while I'm fishing. I'm like, what can it hurt, right? All right, peel that off its backing. Now, the important part here is I got to keep this straight while I do it. And I got to lay this right down the side perfectly. Just like that. When I move, you move. Just like that. All right, now I'm going to trim. Boom. All right. That's what that looks like. Check that out. Add some holographic flash. Now I got to do it to this side. And now that I got the one side applied, it's a lot easier to do the second side. So I just got to peel this little sticker off here off the back. This fly is going to look amazing. Come on. All right, I got the backing peeled. Boom. And I'm just going to add it as straight as possible. Boom. Got it. That's perfect. Perfect. All right. Pinch that on there. Cut the tag ends off. Ooh, about cut the tail off. All right. Flip it back around. Check out the flash on that, huh? Now it's just got a beautiful lateral line with some good flash. Good flash on that. Come on, flash daddy. All right, now I'm going to add probably some clear over that, and I'm going to add a little tail on the end. In fact, I might scoot my table that way so you can see it better. I just got to think about what material to use for the tail. Something durable. Maybe some of this gold flash. That'll kind of match that gold chartreuse hologram. I like it. Me likey, me likey. All right. Ew, that looks a little bit too big. I want it big, but I don't want it massive. Let's see. Where's some more clear at? There's clear. I might have to use this. I might just have to trim it down a little bit. Yikes. Okay, I'm going with the big sheet. Might as well. I bought it to use it, so let's do it. All right. Hair would be a good thing to add for the tail, but hair breaks off eventually, especially after a bunch of saltwater exposure. So I'm going to go with a synthetic tail. All right, I got the clear silly skin off the backing. This is always so stressful for me. Pull that little piece of hair off of there because I'm trying to do too much at once here with this fly. The main thing is I just got to center it dead nuts over the top of this one. And luckily it's clear so I can see through it. Boom. Okay, while that's like that, I need to get my tail ready. Less is more is less. I can always trim it back. Let's go with something like that. Cat's found a bug. Let's do it. Oh yeah, that's gonna look so good. Just pinching this down until I get to the tail. And I wish I'd have put some tape around this or something to hold it together because I don't want to spray it all out. Maybe some super glue will hold it. There we go. Ooh, that held my fingers together too. Oh, that's perfect. Let that dry up a little bit, and I'm going to stick that right in the tail. Oh, gosh. Oh, that stuck in my fingers. I didn't realize that would soak up so fast. All right, right up against the back of it. Oh, no. Boy, that super glue loves this stuff. Just give it a little pinch. Boom, it is pinched in there. That is where it lives now. Oh, that's going to look so cool. All right, now I just got to pinch it down from the front down into the back, pushing out all the air cavities. Got it. Oh, I'm tired of being sick. Oh, my freaking throat is so sore. All right, man, you can't really see it all. Whoops. Lost a piece of material there. There it is. Guess it would have been easier to move the camera. Check it out. Nice little tassely tail on this fly. Got all the air pushed out. Beautiful, beautiful. The only other thing I could have done was added some eyes. I don't even think I got any more eyes left. If I do, they're in this box. Let me look. Yep, I do. How about that? I'll be darned. About to wrap this up. I'm going to put these eyes on and call it a night. I know nobody's watching now, but if you come back, everybody that watched tonight and commented, I appreciate y'all for stopping by. I appreciate everybody who took the time to comment. Thank you all. That's so much appreciated. I'm just a small channel. I'm just a down-home country boy that likes to fish and hunt. And for all these years, everybody always said, hey, man, you should have a YouTube channel. You should video all your adventures and what you do. And I used to be like, nah, I ain't doing all that, man. I ain't doing all that crap. And then one day I said, why aren't I? Why aren't I videoing all these cool adventures I go on? Some of this stuff is unbelievable. I'm going to just put a dot of glue right there for the eye. Some of the stuff I do is unbelievable. It's fun. It's exciting. It's dangerous. It is, it's crazy. So I started a YouTube channel and have devoted now all my hunting and fishing time to recording every outing that I go on. And I can promise you, it would be so much easier to just go hunt and fish and enjoy it and not worry about the camera angle and am I getting the shot and is this going to work out and that and that. Now I don't know what that is anymore. I don't know what it is to just go hunt and fish anymore. It's such a part of my life now to video every moment of my outdoors. It's really unnatural for me now to not video it. And honestly, now, if I ever have a point in time where I can't video what I'm doing, I almost don't even want to do it, which is crazy. I never thought I'd say that. I never thought I'd get to that point where I would say, oh man, I don't even want to fish or hunt if I can't video it. That's crazy. Put a little drop of glue right there, line these eyeballs up. Just a tiny little drop will do. These eyes aren't going to stay on very long anyways. First couple fish that destroys this fly is going to knock these eyes right off, even with the super glue. All right, let's line it up and drop it down. Oh! Dropped it, but I saved it. There we go. I didn't perfectly line them up, but it's all right. There we go. Now I'm just going to trim it up, and that's done. I'll put these little eyes back in their package. 3 flies, 1, 2, 3, no, 4 flies in an hour. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Last step. This is one of the coolest gummy flies I've made. I'm not going to say I tied because I know it's not fly tying. It's fly making. Everybody gets so damn worked up these days about specifics. It's fly tying. Check it out. I'm about to trim it up. That came out so cool. That's so cool. Got a little flashy tail, got an eye, got a holographic lateral line in there that flashes. Wow. That knife sharpener really sharpened these scissors. My throat is so itchy. I'm so sick of being sick. I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. Whoa. About messed up right there at the end. Pull that piece off. Oh, my throat hurts so bad. Boom, baby. Taking these last little pieces off, and I'm going to be done. I'm going to call it a night. Wow, this really turned out amazing. I'm happy with this one. I'm happy with all of them, but this one is looking sexy. Look at that flash in there, the clear body, just like a glass minnow. Man, that flashy little tail. I'm going to trim that tail up too. I'm not going to leave it that long. I don't want them biting onto that tail and missing the hook. So I'll trim it up to about right there. Boom. That's the perfect little tail for it. Little gummy pattern. I think that's perfect. That's as good as it's going to get right there. That shape and everything. Only thing left to do is put it back in the vise and tie off the head. We'll do it with this gold color right behind the old hook eye there. Couple tight wraps. Pull it till it cuts through. Cut my tag end here. And I'm going to wrap it around a couple more times. Pull this little piece off. Boom. Got to get it all though. That's a lot of material I got on the front of that thing. Can even take my bodkin and push it through to make sure the hook eye is clear. Pick off some of that stuff. Got it. Beautiful. All right. Take a few more wraps. All right, and now I'm going to whip finish it off. We're going to call it a night. I have nobody watching anyways. It's just me, myself, and I. Couple wraps. Pull that tight. Cut that. And I'm going to put a little dab of super glue on my threads just to hold them. Boom. This fly is done, son. And just in case anybody comes back to watch this live, which I doubt they will, it's 1 hour and 5 minutes long. This is the finished product. What a beautiful gummy fly. This thing, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it's probably one of the best ones I've done. It's like a 4-inch bait, though. It's like a 3.5 inch bait. It's pretty big. It's as long as my finger without the tail. With the tail, it's a pretty long bait. but there's some pretty big glass minnows out there. This is a beautiful fly. This will undoubtedly kill any of the saltwater species. Speckled trout, flounder, redfish. Uh, outside the ocean, this would be a beautiful Spanish mackerel bait, false albacore, or bonita, as they call them everywhere else. Atlantic bonito, AB, not to be confused with false albacore, the toothy one. Atlantic bonito, bluefish, king mackerel. Any fish will eat this lure right here. This is the fly that is very versatile. It's got a great look, great weight. It's going to sink good. Most of these flies I tie, I want them to stay up near the surface because I'm catching fish on the surface. But this one's got a little weight to it. I put some lead wire in the inside of the body to help sink it. This is going to be an absolute killer on the Atlantic bonito, Spanish mackerel, false albacore, all of them, and redfish, trout, flounder. And this fall, I'm going to bring some videos to y'all showing y'all me catching fish on these flies. This is a little bluet I made tonight, if you were here to see it. Now, the detail I did not put into this one like I did this one. You can see the difference. This is just the shape of a minnow pattern. This is just a profile. This will work just as good. This one is more aesthetically pleasing to the eye for people. Fish, they'll hit both of them. This is a small pattern. This is a twice as big large pattern. And I also built two traditional flies. This little streamer pattern, or zonker, if you will, for trout, redfish, and flounder. And then I built this one specifically for flounder. This is a flounder fanatic fly. One of my own creations, dark coloration, purple zonker. Flounder, for whatever reason, they love dark, chunky baits. I don't know why. They love that dark profile. But anyways, beautiful flies, beautiful creations. I love them. I'm going to put them in the fly box, and then I'm going to put them to use. I'll see y'all on the next one. Thank you all for stopping by. Thank you to the ones who took the time to comment. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. It's time for me to get my butt to bed and get ready for work tomorrow. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Thank you all. You're watching PenCo 101. This is Hunt Fish Outdoors, and I'll see y'all on the next one.